We're about to begin. If you guys want to just grab a seat. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here as we introduce our new head baseball coach at New Mexico State University. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone to turn off your phones or silence them at this time. We request all media members hold their questions to the end of the press conference and wait for the microphone to ask your question. In addition, please state your name and affiliation before your question. With that said, it's my pleasure to introduce our Director of Athletics, Mario Mocha.
Thank you, John. Can everybody hear me out there? All right, good. You guys know I usually go off script, but I'm going to stick with the script on this one. But on behalf of Chancellor Arvizu and President Floros, thanks for coming this afternoon, and for those watching on Aggie Vision as well, thank you. Today we're going to open another chapter in Aggie baseball history, but first I'd like to say thank you to the cheerleaders and Pistol Pete who are here in the back. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for being here. I'd like to thank the individuals who assisted on our search process. First, the committee. I know some of them are here. Kevin Melendrez, the department head of accounting and information systems, as well as serving as our faculty athletic representative. Also a great supporter of Aggie athletics and Aggie baseball, a former baseball player, president of PTS Offense Systems, Kevin Horner. So thanks for him. And Deputy, give Kevin a little round of applause. Kevin's got to be here somewhere. And then two of the departmental guys, Deputy AD and a former catcher at Kansas State University, Chet Savage, and also our Deputy AD and COO, Braun Cartwright. They were the group that ended up doing all the interviewing, so thanks to them. I'd also like to thank the candidates. They were a very impressive group, and there was an unbelievable amount of interest in this job. I've spoken with all of the finalists, and I know they all appreciated being included in the process. I'd be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to mention the tremendous job our former coach and New Mexico State alum, Brian Green, did in his tenure as head baseball coach. He took an 11-win team after his first year and proceeded to win 36, 37, 40, and 38 games. Won one RAC regular season co-championship and one WAC tournament championship with an NCAA regional appearance. He also had 8 players selected in the MLB draft in his tenure. We all wish him tremendous luck at Washington State University. Now, just to recap the selection process, on Friday, June 1st at 9 p.m., I was informed that Brian Green would be accepting the head baseball coaching job at Washington State University. The position was posted on Monday, June 3rd, and closed on Saturday, June 15th. During this time, we contacted 97 coaches around the country to ascertain their interest in our position. The search committee met as a group on Sunday evening, June 16th, and reviewed the 74 applicants. 7 finalists were interviewed in Phoenix on Tuesday and Wednesday, June 17th and 18th. It was through this thorough and comprehensive search that I believe we found the right coach in Mike Kirby. Now, this is what we got in Coach Kirby. Mike is a 28-year college baseball veteran who in his coaching career with Cal State Fullerton, UNLV, Oregon, and Nebraska had 7 conference championships, 11 NCAA regional appearances, 3 super regionals, and 1 national championship. From a player's standpoint, he has coached 114 Major League Baseball draftees. 27 of them have played in the major leagues. I know he can recruit, as he has a tremendous wife in Melissa, who I would like to welcome right now as the First Lady of Aggie Baseball. Melissa. As well as his daughter, Peyton, who is in Washington, D.C., and Lauren, who is here with us. Lauren, give a wave, Lauren. Come on. And Melissa's mother, Tricia, is here as well. So, Tricia, welcome. Thank you very much for coming. Now, what sold me the most on Coach Kirby was his engaging personality, knowledge of the game, players' coach mentality, and a respect of New Mexico State baseball and the potential that it holds. He has an incredible passion and a phenomenal work ethic and a focus to win on a consistent basis at the highest level. Coach Kirby has hit the ground running. He's spoken to his team and his recruits, and he's ready to go. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the 11th head coach of our New Mexico State Aggies, Mike Kirby.
Thank you, Mario, for the great introduction. Before I begin, there's a few people that I do need to reach out and thank. First of all, Chancellor Orviso, President Floro, the search committee, or the ones who selected me or wanted me, thank you. And of course, my lovely wife, best friend Melissa, daughter Lauren, daughter Peyton, my mom / mother-in-law Trish. Big day for me up here. I would be remiss if I didn't thank Darren Erstadt for my last 5 years in coaching. I learned a tremendous amount from him, not necessarily all baseball. I learned about accountability first and foremost in front of your team. Because if your coach can't be accountable, you can't ask your players to be accountable. Big lesson. The other thing I learned from him is how to give a pregame pep talk, speech, postgame winning speech, and most importantly, out of all of them, what to say to the team when we lose, because that goes down too. Big deal. Darren, thank you so much. I also want to thank my fellow colleagues and players that have been fortunate enough to share experiences with throughout my career. Throughout my 25 years of experience with all these guys, I've had so many great memories, seen so many wonderful things. It's taken me all over the United States. I've had a chance to see every state. This game's allowed me to see movie stars, meet presidents, go to the White House, things I never dreamt, and stand up here before you today. And it's really exciting. You can tell I'm going 100 miles an hour. I want to talk to you a little bit about my journey. My journey really started for me in 1987. I went to Cerritos College and asked Coach Horton, George Horton, if I could be on his team. He said to me, yeah, sure, come on out. We need catchers. So I was a bullpen catcher that first year. We had 27 pitchers. We had one bullpen catcher. So I don't know, right when I thought he was giving me everything, I think I was giving him quite a bit too. But that's really where it all started, and he was a great mentor friend. I followed him to Cal State Fullerton, where he has taught me about the game of baseball, the details, how to communicate with your players, how to put together a detailed practice plan, how to execute what you actually have down on paper, which is a big thing. I'd also like to thank the late Augie Garrido. Playing for Augie and having a chance to work with him was special. Augie teaches the kids, and taught me specifically, really about the passion for the game, that baseball is a metaphor for life. It's not always fair. You don't always get what you want. You got to learn to get back up on your feet when you get knocked down. Big stuff. How to be a good teammate. That the power is actually in the team and in the numbers, not in the individuals. Thanks, Augie. I know I've got big shoes to fill after what Coach Green and his staff have accomplished here at New Mexico State. But I can tell you, the fans, the people at the university, that it's my honor to lead this program New Mexico State Aggie baseball and continue on what's been built and add to it and add another step to it so we know what it's like to dogpile at the end as opposed to hug and cry. Dogpiling is a lot more fun. We do the crying afterwards. So I look forward to being your head coach. Thank you, and go Aggies. All right, we're done.
Colin Deaver, KTSM 9 News. I guess, Coach, what's maybe your philosophy in coaching, and how do you foresee continuing this winning tradition going at New Mexico State?
I'm a big person that believes in culture, that it's the players' team, not the coaches. That it really takes everybody to be themselves. I don't need a bunch of robots running around and me instructing them. I need it to win and win a championship. It takes all kinds of people from all kinds of places. And really, that's what we're going to put out there. I'm going to tell them to be themselves. I'm going to instill I think it's already here. I'm pretty sure that it is, the bring your lunch pail to work mentality.
Coach Nate Ryan with ABC7. First, welcome to Las Cruces. And second, 28 years of coaching in college baseball. Why do you think everything that has led you up to this moment has prepared you now to lead the Aggie baseball program?
I've been super blessed to be around great people, not just great baseball players, great baseball coaches. I've been around great people. And there's bigger things that go on in life besides baseball. And that's really the things that those people put out is really about the relationships, the lifelong relationship. I get the most joy out of, I love to win. I'm all about winning. But I get way more joy out of seeing Chance come back with a beautiful wife. He's an unbelievable father. He's successful in life. That's the stuff that pumps me up. So, am I supposed to keep going?
Nestor Garcia from Mesilla Valley News. Coach over here, Mario here. Mario, can you tell us what was the deciding factor here to bring Mr. Kirby in to Las Cruces? What was compared to all the other candidates you had?
Sure. Well, people who have followed the program, I think if there's one thing we do is we do a deep dive on when we do our head coaching searches, because I think there's almost nothing more important that an athletic director can do. So we looked at virtually every coach in the country, and there's a little bit of a difference in salaries and things like that. So by progression, you're going to weed out the people that you might be able to have an opportunity to get. And but we did call 100 people. We had 74 applicants, and I think at the end of the day, when we had a model of, I think, the personality we were looking for to be successful at New Mexico State. I think you need to grind. You can't just sit back in the easy chair and look at all these head coaches. They know what I'm talking about, and just let the student athletes flow to you. You got to go out and get them as a head coach. You have to be that on top of your own program. We have some great assistants, but you have to do that as a head coach. I think there's a recruiting area that is a basis of success, and Coach Kirby certainly fills that, whether that's locally and statewide, Arizona, California, a little Texas. Somebody who has some familiarity with that area. But when you look at the programs that Coach has been affiliated with, I think any baseball person understands what Cal State Fullerton is. But if you do a little deeper dive, the coaches that they've produced is nothing short of phenomenal. The head coaching tree is, I think, the best in the country. Whether it's Augie Garrido or Coach Horton or Coach Serrano. If you're a baseball person, that's a tree you want to look at. And then having Oregon, UNLV, and certainly Nebraska, had a tremendous 5 years there. So to me, once we got in the room and we had conversations and you could see the passion and the baseball experience and the kind of grinder mentality, that's why, in my mind, Mike rose to the top.
Coach Kirby and Jason Groves with the Las Cruces Sun News. Brian Green, when he was hired, he was a kind of an offensive coach and described as that was his strength. Can you talk about maybe the style of play and what you believe in and how you will go about like instilling that here?
I'm aware that we have the #1 offense in the country. Yeah, we can give that. That was a big part of me taking the job. You know, that we have players here that have put up numbers. I'm a part of the same type of philosophy. I want the players to go up there and take their 3 best swings, not take 2 and choke up and hit a ground ball to second. So really, we have the same philosophies. I know Mario's a big advocate on bunting. No. I know he is not. That's probably how I got this job, because that was actually a question in the interview room by somebody. I guarantee it. What is your philosophy? It's probably from Chet. And do you like to bunt? So same thing. I really like to swing the bats. We're going to play aggressive. We're going to have 2-base running. We're going to be aggressive balls in the dirt. I like to steal over. I'll give a quick scouting report. I like to steal over sacrifice. So if you want to try to handle that, go for it. And really just once I figure out who can do what on the team, you know, I want to put the guys in the best situations. I'm not going to ask somebody to hit and run if they don't have bat control. You know, so once I get a better feel for the personnel, I'll have a little better understanding what total offense we're going to run. But I can tell you this, that we like to swing the bats, and I want the club to hit some pumps. Those are home runs.
Hey, Coach. Alex Pinello from the baseball team. How many runs do we have to score for pitchers to get an at-bat?
Here's how I do the pitchers. Not to get in that bat, you have to earn that. First, you have to hit BP. It's called batting practice. Usually you're shagging or you're over the fence, and we say, ball out, get another one, right? So for the pitchers to hit BP, they're called shutouts. When you throw shutouts, I like shutouts. And then you may get a chance to do your little high school swing and see if you can hit some pumps.
Have you given any thought into an assistant coaching staff or what that process in terms of hiring somebody might look like?
Yes, I put quite a bit of thought into that and lots of phone calls. Like Mario said, I'm blessed to come from a great family tree, and with that, those guys have really good jobs that pay them pretty good money. So trying to steal one of those guys is not easy, but I can tell you that I'm just assuming that this is the first time that New Mexico State's in the mix, and we're going up against Cal State Fullerton for a coach. So those are the type of guys I'm looking at, and really it's a patience game. Trying to figure out, get the best fit in here for the club, for the guys. It's not just, hey, line out the door to be in here. There's only so many of these jobs available, and they're really, really, really hard to get. So I have a lot of people that are interested, and I really just want to take my time, and it's more about getting the right fit for the guys, is what I think. So it's ongoing. I'm really close position player-wise, and just waiting for the pitching coach, actually, recruiting coordinator.
Thank you all. I know Coach will be available for one-on-ones, and then we'll have a little reception so you can get a chance to meet him and his family. So thank you for coming, and really appreciate it. And another era of Aggie baseball begins right now. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Go Ags.